Well everyone, it's already been 2 weeks since we've gotten iOS 27 Developer Beta 1, and Apple has just seeded the second version with iOS 27 Developer Beta 2. Let's break down everything new, the top features, because there's some big changes that happened within some of Apple's native applications, especially my absolute favorite one that we got to check out. So let's break everything down, see what's new and what's been fixed, because there's a lot of fixing that was also needed coming from Beta 1. But now before we continue, if you guys do enjoy videos like this one where we break down all things new with Apple, consider subscribing to the channel and help us get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. But now let's talk about the new build number. Well, alright everyone, let's get right into this. And as you can see, I just installed iOS 27 Developer Beta 2 on my iPhone 17 Pro to the point where it's still a little bit warm from the actual update, but it's starting to cool down now because it does ramp up when you do update. That's part of the normal situation, but you're looking at about a 10 gig update for 27 Beta 2, so give yourself 15 to 20 gigs of open storage in order to get this installed and installed correctly. And then when it comes to the actual build number itself, if we go to our settings, go into our general, then go into our about, tap into our iOS version, tap again, we are on 24A5370 lowercase h. So we're still a ways away from the public release. Again, the public release is anticipated to come out sometime in September when they do announce and release the iPhone 18 Pro, Pro Max, as well as hopefully the iPhone Ultra during Apple's iPhone event. But in terms of what's new, there's a good amount in here that I definitely want to go over. Alright, so let's get right into what's new. Let's go into your settings and then go into general. This is going to be a quick one because with Beta 1, Apple added a new liquid glass slider. So if you go over here to where it says appearance, you have this option right here, which allows you to go between more clear and then more opaque. But Apple gave us a couple notches last time with Beta 1. With Beta 2, it's now a little bit more customizable. You can grab it and pretty much put it anywhere. Now you still have the notches and you still get a little bit of a kick and vibration with the haptic motor when you get to that point in those little notches. But you can stop it, 3/4 of the way there, or you can stop it 1/10 of the way there if you want to. But, I like to keep it as clear as possible. But it's just a little bit more customizable when it comes to the slider. Now the next one's going to be in the wallet application. Now you guys know that I absolutely love this one, and actually this is going to be a regional update because apparently in the EU you guys might have gotten this with the Beta 1 update. Correct me if I'm wrong and comment down below. But if you go to your three dots on the top right hand corner, you now have this Insights button. If you tap on this Insights button, you get this splash screen right here that says See Spending Insights and More, connect accounts to wallet to see spending insights, recurrent transactions, account balances, and more. And if you tap on continue, then it'll walk you through this add to wallet. Now I believe it's not really fully there yet. It looks like Apple's going to be bringing it over to the US in the wallet application, but I think it's going to be something similar to the Copilot application. So it gives you an idea of what you're spending, not just on your Apple card, but on every card inside of your Apple wallet. I'll put a screenshot of what one of my colleagues already has because he's based in the EU, and he already gets a little bit of insight as to what's happening and what that UI looks like. But I'll take that as a welcome addition into the Apple Wallet app 100%. The next one's going to be in the Home application. I took a screenshot of the new splash screen, but it looks like you're going to get Apple Intelligence and Home, thermostat and smart plug usage, and then also flexible accessory setups. I've already played with it a little bit in the Home application. The one thing that I was looking for is going to be that Siri search inside of video. I don't think I have a compatible camera, but as of right now, it's not really working the way that it's intended, but you do have a couple options. Like if I go in here, you do have your search button here. You have the quick toggle menu, which looks a little bit different. You have your three dots up here, which gives you a little bit more of the camera settings and things like that. But if I go in here and type in anything that I think would show up, it's still not showing up. So as of right now, the search functionality for me personally isn't working. Let me know if you guys are experiencing something a little bit different. Now the next thing is going to be in the Photos application. So we know that Apple gave us all those new options when it came to the Photos app, which is going to be the extend, the reframe, as well as just kind of changing things up in the tools section. Two new things kind of happened here. The first one is going to be that it's working a lot better, right? Before, sometimes things would cancel out, it wouldn't work. And right now it seems to be working much, much better and much quicker. And then the second thing that you might have noticed is this is a raw photo. With Beta 1, if you took a raw photo, the AI or the Apple Intelligence photo tools were just not working whatsoever, and now they are working. So if I tap on tools here, if we do maybe reframe, you're gonna give it a second to prepare here. This is a raw photo, so it's gonna be a large photo file, and now it is working. So now I can kind of turn it around if I want to. I can reframe it, tap on there, and then it's gonna do its thing. It could take a little while, so let's come back when it's done. And then here it is. That literally took 10-15 seconds. So again, if I want to tap to see the original, that's what it looked like before. And then it goes back. That's actually really, really good. I'm very impressed with that. Yes, you can see that things kind of darkened a little bit. The saturation was turned up. The color temperatures was turned up a little bit as well. But you can see like even here, the blanket was fully fleshed out. The blinds fully fleshed out over here. I moved, it kind of cut everything else out. You can see that my ear is a little bit more visible. So I'm relatively impressed with the fact that we can now do this with raw photos, which I love to see. And then another thing that was broken with beta 1 that's now fixed is going to be screenshots. So if I take a screenshot of this, before when you crop something and tried to save it, it wouldn't actually save it as a crop photo. It would just save it however it was, like the original photo. But if I tap on here, we'll save the photos. Let's get out of here. Let's discard all these changes. Swipe over to the right a couple times. And then you have it. That's the crop photo. So always good to see now that the cropping of photos is working in the Photos application or just in general, which is nice to see. Another thing that we noticed is if we go back into our settings, Apple had a big push when it came to all the family and parental controls. So if you go down here, go into your family, you should have a new kind of option here. So it says update family devices for new parental controls. It says to take advantage of the new parental controls to go through here. You look at family devices, and then you can kind of pick and choose which one your family devices are, or if they're all yours and things like that. So let me know. Some people said that they did get this already in the beta 1. This is the first time I'm seeing it, so that's new to me. And then also, if you guys have noticed here, my indexing has completely stopped. Now, I was indexing up until right before I updated to beta 2, so I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I indexed for basically 2 weeks before finally beta 2 stopped it from indexing. Again, it wasn't any detriment or wasn't like a negative thing that it was currently indexing. It might have hit my battery life a good amount, but for now it's good to go. And now this next section is going to be all about Siri because Siri got some big improvements as well. So one thing that we did notice here is that when you do go to send a message, you actually have a new option that pops up here. It says write with Siri. So if you tap on that, the Siri bubble comes out. It says ask Siri about this, and then you can start to write using Siri as a helper, as a live proofreader, or just to give you ideas of what you want to write. So it kind of just depends what the context of the keyboard is. I was able to get it to work on Discord, in iMessage, but some other apps it didn't really work. So I guess it just depends on when it feels it's necessary to jump on there and be a quick access tool for that. The next thing is going to be all about writing tools in the Notes application or just in general when you are editing text. So if you do highlight any text that you are editing, whether it is in the Notes application or outside of it, you get the proofread option, and now you get a brand new little UI here. So you can see on the bottom here, you have the new UI to proofread it. You can then press edit with Siri if you want to. You have your undo and redo. You try to pull this up because it looks like you can, but it's not actually doing anything. But if I tap edit with Siri, I can ask Siri about this and edit it however I see fit. So that to me is a welcome addition. And I can also tap in here and do proofread. I'll search it or make sure that it can do that. And it says it's grammatically correct. It has friendly and direct messaging and all that. So it's good to know that Siri is now able to see and work within it when it comes to using writing tools, which you've had in the past. And now also by default, whenever you do start typing, you get the little Siri logo over here that you can tap on here and then immediately jump into Siri. So Apple's putting Siri pretty much everywhere now, which is cool to see. So again, if I go over here and try to highlight it all, you get the proofread, you get the rewrite. So if I press on rewrite, again, it'll give you the information you have here. You can see what it was before and after, so you can rewrite it, what the current one is. You just get a lot of customization and it's just easier to access. And that's what Apple's doing here, just making Siri as readily available as possible, which is kind of what Google did with Gemini. And then Siri just gets a lot more snappy and responsive, especially when it comes to broad world knowledge. So if I go here, when does the USA play their next game? Who is the best player on the USA team? Do you think we have a chance at beating Turkey to go 3-0 in pool play? So as you can see, it got much, much better over here. And I wonder if I go like this, what's the weather going to be for that USA game that's coming up? So again, you can see that things are just happening much faster, much snappier. It's able to take in that context and do things for you, which I love to see. And let me know if you guys want to see a whole video of us encompassing Siri, what it can do, what it can't do, what it's good at, what it's still not good at. Always curious to know your thoughts on that as well. And if we go into our Siri options here, if you go into voice, you'd still have this kind of situation where you can choose between voice 1 and 2, and it shows you the new UI of what you're dealing with, but you still are not able to change, I guess, the pace or the expressivity of Siri. And it just says coming soon, and they added a new little coming soon toggle there. So again, the more you know, it's just things that are being added on there. And then we got a new option down here for visual intelligence. If you tap on here, this is off by default. So it says highlight to image search. When highlighting subjects to find similar images, it automatically sends that image to third parties to provide results. Basically, it's allowing third-party search engines to also view the results to then give you a situation or an answer faster based on what you're searching. So that's everything we found so far with iOS 27 Beta 2. I do want to quickly go on battery life and show you guys what we got with Beta 1. I'll be honest, my battery life on the 17 Pro is pretty atrocious. I'm not making it through one day. I do use my battery a decent amount, so if we go into view all battery usage, let's go on a day over here like Wednesday, 151%. Only 9 hours of screen on time for 150% charging. Again, I'm on the beta, I have my brightness all the way turned up, my auto lock is usually turned off for the most part, so I'm not following great battery practices, but again, I was really hoping to get a little bit more battery life out. 136% charge and not even getting 6 hours of battery life. Again, I'm on beta, so I can't judge it too hard, but I do want to let you guys know that my 17 Pro battery life is taking a big hit with the beta program overall, but outside of that, the beta has been extremely snappy, very performative, everything just works as intended, very happy with the stability especially of beta 1, and now going to beta 2 even more so, but let's finish up the video. So as you guys saw, there wasn't a ton of visual changes when it came to iOS 27 Developer Beta 2, but there was enough that gave us a quality of life improvement, some also new features with the new Insights tab. Inside the wallet application, Siri already seems much snappier, and it feels like it's thinking a lot less and just answering right away, which is amazing, especially when it comes to broad world knowledge type of queries when coming to Siri. So a lot to like so far with Developer Beta 2, but again, we're going to continue to iterate on it, see exactly what's new. If there's anything new that we missed inside of this beta, comment it down below. Always happy to have a discussion, and let me know if you guys want a dedicated iPadOS video version, because there's a couple new things in there as well. But if you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin. Let me know which iPhone you're using right now to test out the developer betas. Always curious to know what your experience is like. But if you want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everyone.